What's happening, people? You know what it is. It's real comic book talk up in this place to be.
Get up.
Today's episode, yeah, early in the morning.
Early in the motherfucker. Oh my God.
What were we thinking? I don't know. But we're here for you people, as always. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about, as you clicked in.
Somebody had to go out.
We got independent comics. The greatness that they are, the badness that they are. I said badness like that's a word and everything. But everything that is independent comic, how they are another option other than the mainstream comics. And we're here to discuss that with you guys. Today with me, as always, is Anthony. I'm Daniel.
Hello, people.
Let's talk about these independent comics and everything. First of all, what separates independent comics? I'm asking you directly. From this,
like it's an interview.
It's not though, because I'm going to be answering as well. But what separates independent comics from the mainstream ones? Like, what's that? What's the difference?
But I mean, for me personally, independent comics can tell a wider array of stories. The mainstream has a focus. It's like, it's like Disney. You know, Disney got a certain amount of stories they can tell because they're a family brand. But you can have other stories from other companies that can tell a horror story or gritty action flick with guts flying everywhere. Independent comics gives you just a freedom to do whatever you want. Now, sometimes that freedom is a good thing and you get fired. Sometimes that freedom is unnecessary and you need to structure your life so bad.
Tedious. Yeah. Exhausting.
Sometimes you end up like Shyamalan. You're like, I can see it. The other times you end up like Shyamalan. I'm like, what in the fuck was this?
You got your own little personal vision that nobody else understands.
Nobody.
Nobody. One of those little personal jokes. It's like, no, this is a great thing. Nah, nobody else catches that, buddy.
Yeah.
Nobody.
You read, like, okay, I just don't get it. And you're like, damn, I went to the con and spent money to the con, got this, and oh my God.
But the cover sold you. They always spend, with independent comics, they always spend their big money on the best artists so that the best artists can do their cover and everything. And their covers always look amazing and everything. Always. They draw you in. The draw is there and everything. They get you.
Hey, look, when you go to the conventions and you look at independent books, make sure they open the book at you. Make sure they open the book in front of you. Make sure they tell you what's going on.
Oh, yeah. You got, yeah. Oh, see, so that's a good question and everything.
Got to.
The stories better for independent comics as opposed to the stories for the mainstream comics?
Some are yes. Because there's some stories, some independent, you know, that I literally go to the conventions. I got like 4 people I'm looking for. Yeah. Where's your fire? Where's your new fire? Yeah. There's like 4 people I like. I even DM them too. Like, look, are you going to be at this con? Do you got something new? If you don't, it's out of hand. Other ones I find some gems, and the other ones I'm like, okay. Guess we're not buying this again.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure like the constructive criticism they get back and everything. You know, like the mainstream ones, they got their own little. They
have professional people who like, look, this is not working. They will redline all your shit. Take this, and this out.
Yeah, like there's been several big time stories where they've completely changed everything and stuff. You know, like a Civil War II, where everybody remembers Civil War II, where it started off with an advertisement with certain people being on certain teams, and then all of a sudden when the comic comes out, boom, it's a whole different thing. So we know they can make changes, but do you think independent artists are willing to make those kind of changes to their kind of?
I think sometimes work? It might come down to the fact that independent artists they'll ask their friends, "Hey, what you think of this?" And the friends don't want to say, "Yeah, this is trash."
Yeah.
Like friends then they try to say, "I like it. You can maybe work on this a little bit, but I really see what you're going." So, and you're like, "All right, maybe he see it, and everybody else see it." And then if you got like a Marvel or DC, then like, I don't care what people say. Take this out.
Yeah.
This is out.
That's always a good thing, because sometimes you'll just get something and who knows and everything.
Yeah. But it's like some really. I just want to stress there are really great independent comics out there. I don't want to just start naming them off the rip because then I want to say, I don't want nobody cutting me. Why you ain't say my comic? What you? So I don't want no backlash from me. But there are some really good ones out there. Those, the ones that I know are like really good. I continue to keep buying. But I also think it might be a thing where, so you know, like put it like this: in DC and Marvel writers, their job is to write comics.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of independent comics, that's not their job. That's not their main source of income. So they actually have to, like us, YouTube is not our main source of income. We have to go get another. We have another job, but we have to work, and that job a lot of times takes priority because it's paying for stuff. And I think that might be maybe a thing that hold some of these great independent comics from being a wider array because they don't have the time to put in to make more books, go to different places to sell the books, try to push their books at a different publisher or distributor, or have somebody turn it into a cartoon or something like that.
Right.
Because there are some bangers out there.
Okay, so the big question is, like, why should there be independent comics? Like, why should they be allowed in the comic book store and have a section in there, as opposed to like, you don't know what you're getting into with them and everything, and like that. Like,
I'm gonna let you answer first.
Okay, so I say there should be a independent comics because you need the diversity. You need you don't need the what is it called? The factory line type of mainstream where they got like characters and their characters. This is their story. This is all they're going to do. We're never going to take it to this level. There's not going to be any kind of severe violence.
Severe consequences.
Severe consequences. Nobody's going to die and never come back and stuff like that. So that's why you need independent comic books. Independent comic books also give you the stories are different. So they'll give you a different kind of like superhero story that
I was reading this one
that you just will never get in DC or Marvel.
Because it was one book. It was called I know what it was called, but I'm not gonna say it. But the premise of the story is, like, superpowers are like not running rapid, but it's like there's a bunch of people with superpowers. Mm-hmm. And one girl, she had her superpower. She's supposed to be like one of the next best superheroes, but she's kind of working her way up the ranks. And so she's fighting a villain, and at the same time, that villain was also her boyfriend. But they didn't know each other was like the hero and villain. So they would fight each other, and they would come back in the house and talk about their day, blatantly lying because they're using their secret identities.
Okay then.
No, it was a little better than Mr. It was a little more complex than Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, I bet it's a book. Books always get more complex.
I was reading that show. I was like, yeah, this is great. Then I was flicking through the rest of because that was just one of the stories or one of the storylines in that. There was it was a good book. I've been looking for this dude again, because I even got the little action figure.
But why there should be independent comics, because there's stories that Marvel, or no, I shouldn't say Marvel, but the mainstream as a whole won't do.
Yeah, they won't do.
They won't do, and they can't do based off of their criteria and what they've already established as their brand. And independent comics, there's a market for people who want that, and not
this guy,
and independent comics provide that the source for you, and it's always great to see that and those different storylines, like something that's been in your head for a long time. And you're like, yeah, I wish Marvel would just do this with this character and that, and instead of Marvel doing it, somebody else will do it, but it'll be a completely different character. But they'll give you that kind of story, and you need that. And you need that kind of diversity. And everything.
The thing is, like, it's okay to have different. It's okay to have change and be stuff different. And great independents know how to do things different, but don't vary away from what really works. Like, the hero is the hero, they fight. The villain is the villain, they fight. Well, a lot of independents go wrong is when they try to tell a story where the hero isn't a hero, but they're also at the same time as a villain. Like, because you're all over the place with this. Yeah. People need structure. They need to know what's happening. Not this is happening here. At the same time, this is happening here, which changes this stuff. I'm like, hey, bro, I can't. First of all, it's not enough pages for this.
So you just already see. You just answered the next question, and the next question was, what can those independent comics do to get over the hump? You know, so more structured basically more structure in their comics.
Well, see, the thing is, I have like back to going what I was saying. It's okay to be different, but if you try to be too different, that's where everything goes awry. Yeah. Like for a musician artist, it's okay to try something different with your music, but you still have to have some normalcy in there so people can jam to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, for instance, when NWA came out, yeah, they were different. They were talking about gangster rap. They were doing gangster rap and all of that, but they still rhymed. Yeah. They still had a beat that you could dance to. Yeah. What they saying was making sense. They were still telling the story. Yeah. It was just doing it differently. When people try to come out with another rapper come out and like, all right, I'm going to do something completely different, and he doesn't make any of his words rhyme, and be like, what was this? Like, I'm trying something new. This ain't it. This ain't it. You got to have normalcy.
Yeah. You got to have a little bit of something that everybody is a familiarity for everybody, so that everybody can catch on and stuff. So that's a good reason for a good little thing for independent comics to know and everything.
Well, there's some out there that I want to point this out. There are some great independent comic books out there. When you go to conventions, for the people who don't go to conventions, go and just talk. Go to Artist Alley, or sometimes they have a Writer's Alley. That's rare. But just go to Artist Alley and talk to these people. You don't have to buy the book, but talk to them. See if you like what they selling.
Yeah, listen to that elevator pitch.
Yeah, everyone has the elevator pitch. Make sure you listen to that. Ask questions, then buy the book if you like it. Make sure they open the book too. Make sure they open the book.
The cover art is completely different from the interior artwork. The interior artwork is completely different from the cover art. They will always tell you. Mainstream comics do the same thing. The cover artist is not the same person who does.
You know what the cover is? I said this before. The cover in any comic book is like a trailer to a movie.
Oh yeah.
It's just there to sell you.
Yeah.
You got to open the book up to see what's really going on.
Oh, yeah.
Like you got to go to the movie to see what's going on.
Yeah, them 2 hours are completely different from what you thought in that 2 minutes.
Shazam is not the perfect example. What is a good example? Trailers are not indicative to what's actually happening in that movie.
You know what I always say, people? Wolf of Wall Street. Not for you kids. But if you ever seen a trailer for Wolf of Wall Street, it doesn't give you no clue of what you're about to walk into when you watch that movie. Like, what the heck was that, yo? Yeah. I love everybody I've ever seen that agrees. They were like,
Suicide Squad is another one. Did not know.
I kind of did though.
I'm thinking, oh yeah, Joker's a big part of this.
Oh yeah, they did kind of
yeah.
Okay, you got a point there.
Yeah.
But yeah, today we were just talking about independent comics. Why you should give them a chance.
You should always not give every independent comic book a chance. Because nobody has that kind of
book. One that sparks your interest, and if the person who's selling that comic book sells you on it, and it sparks your interest, and the storyline is something you're curious about, sure, give them a chance. Everything is up for negotiation if you're at a comic book convention. Even though the people are trying to make their money and everything, support them. But independent comics,
Put it like this: the more a person has to do with like a grand display of all the stuff and all that, I'm not gonna lie to you, those may not always be the best. Somebody can sit down, have a poster, name of the power, and their books out there, and they're trying to bring you over. They know they probably got fired. It's like a good girl, like this. You got you a real pretty dolled up girl, nails done, feet done, hair done, no job. Got this nice 7 out of 10. Could be an 8 out of 10 if she really put herself together, out there working and grinding. You gonna marry that. That's how I feel about the independent books.
That's how you feel?
That's how I feel.
We'll let you guys comment in the comment section how your comparison, what you...
That's how I feel.
How you think of...
It's only because it is... I only say that because this is one time.
One time ruined his life. It must have been a girl.
No, it wasn't. It's not about a girl. Everybody's had their heart broken. That's the whole different thing. But this independent joint, he spent the works out of everything. I'm talking about, it was posters here, there. It was something else.
Banners, posters,
had all the comics. All I'm like, wow. I bought the book. I was like, this is trash. But then at the same convention, I saw one dude, and we interviewed him too. For life of me, I can't remember his name now. And all he had was a poster, and and the books on the table. I bought that book. I'm like, this shit is fire. Wow. Man, he needs a better display.
yeah. Oh, but now he needs a good setup and everything.
Just something.
You know what I'm saying? Man, you ain't giving me nothing but a good book. I mean, even though all I want in a pan for it is the book, but still, sell me.
You say that all the time.
No, you.
No,
I do.
Yeah,
because I do. I want you to sell me. I don't mind all that big and extra stuff.
It was one convention with this was a good book too. So my analogy might not be always great, but it doesn't matter.
I was about this.
But it was one dude. He had this one great book and was telling different like stories from different people's perspective. And it was like one lawyer from hell who said it was like a fax machine. Was it a fax machine type? Yeah, and the dude he literally had a guy cosplay with that joint. And every time somebody would say something, he had a real quick little whip saying it was fantastic.
Yeah, they're good.
I didn't buy nothing that time. The next time he just him and himself selling the book, cash.
Yeah, they got a whole bunch of other things to buy. I'll buy something from every time I see them and everything because they got different things to sell and stuff. They're cool. They know what they're doing. Yeah, they're good and everything. But yeah, if you go to any comic book conventions, check out the independent comics. When you go to your local comic book store, ask them, do they have any if they have an independent comic section or any of them. Like most comic book stores will put a section aside or put them in the front, depending on the comic book store, the independent comics, because it's a comic book store. There's always somebody coming in there selling their comic, like, yo, man, put me on everything. And the comic book store will buy like 10 issues and see how it goes and stuff like that. Yeah. And then let you know from there. You know, they always do that.
Or what you could do, if you're in the DMV area and you're at a convention, just follow me. Just follow me. I'll guide you.
Good plug. That's a good plug. But yeah, for all those people out there who are wondering and want something else other than the mainstream comics, other than the Image, the DC, the Marvel, and everything, and there are independent comics and people out there who like individually make their own comics, who got their own ideas.
They got so much fire.
And got tired of
you got to sift through the trash.
Yeah, you do. Don't worry, there's options. So if you ever go to a comic book convention, or if you have been, there's plenty of people standing in front of their table, behind their table, and such like that and everything. Let us know in the comment section a good independent comic you've read and you recommend, or if what you think is the best way for an independent comic to get their comic distributed, or a pitch when a person's at a comic book convention. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you love what you see, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend, and hit the bell for notifications on next time. Till next time, guys, we're out.
Deuces.
Yeah. We in the club, we partying. We in the club, we partying. Yeah. How much ice you got? I don't know.
Get it all, this man.
I cannot miss like I am the ace. Electrocute you, then I leave you with aftershock. Getting angry, then I turn to Incredible Hulk. Bite and bog, chop it down like you one of them stars.